What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of the podcast. In this episode, we're continuing our 5-part series that's going over all the core principles and values behind Take a Step. We started off with faith, we moved on to relationships, then career, and to pick it up where we left off, part 4, we're covering the concept of physical health. And to be honest, I'm super excited to dive into this concept because really there are very few things that have had a lasting impact on my life like physical health has and taking my fitness seriously. And I think there's something to be said for the idea of wanting to better yourself physically because it's something that we can control. In one of the best selling self-help and personal development books ever written and ever bought, in 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, written by Stephen Covey. The last section, the habit number 7 that he discusses is the idea of sharpening the saw. The saw being our personal lives, and what we're sharpening are the attributes that create a highly effective person. And the very first idea that he addresses in this section, sharpening the saw, is physical health. And he says, quote, "Probably the greatest benefit you will ever experience from exercising will be the development of your muscles of proactivity. As you act based on the value of physical well-being instead of reacting to all the forces that keep you from exercising, your paradigm of yourself, your self-esteem, your self-confidence, your integrity will all be profoundly affected." Let's go. What's going on, and welcome to the Take a Step podcast. I'm your host, Josh Johnston, founder of Take a Step. It's a community that's focused on bringing together like-minded individuals who are all focused on growth so that we can really push each other towards maximizing each individual's God-given potential. If you find value in this podcast, please leave a rating and review on whichever platform you're listening. It really helps us to continue to grow the community and ultimately change more lives for the better. Feel free to give us a follow on social media at __ take a step _ and reach out to me if you have any questions or just want to connect. With that being said, let's dive in. So as we dive into this concept of physical health, I'd love to take just a second to talk about how taking my physical health seriously and my fitness seriously has had such a lasting impact on my life holistically, not just from a physical attribute standpoint, but every aspect of my life. So as I've mentioned in previous episodes, I was a small kid growing up, and being involved in athletics and wanting to play college baseball, it had a pretty lasting effect on me, both mentally and physically, being, thinking of myself as this little kid playing amongst a group of men. It was tough, but I was fortunate to receive and accept a scholarship offer to a smaller NAIA school, which ended up being a great decision. But once I got to college, I saw the focus and attention to detail that I didn't see in high school. One of those being taking your physical health seriously and getting in the weight room. And as I did that, I noticed not only the changes and effects on my physical body, but also the effects on my discipline. Building out a routine and sticking to that routine to see those results and doing it consistently over time. The development of the relationships that were focused on bettering themselves. There was just something different about those relationships than my standard friendships outside of that. And so many other attributes. But as I continued to do this, I noticed, an effect in my whole life. And from that point on, my confidence, my self-worth, what I found value in and what I spent my time doing was so much more beneficial. And it was really a snowball effect for me because I started out, I saw some instant results. Most people who jump into taking their fitness serious for the first time see those instant results pretty quickly, honestly. And then you start to plateau. And then once you start to plateau, it's the equivalent of facing adversity in life. What are you going to do when you stop seeing the same results that you saw originally? Are you going to say, oh, it's not worth it anymore, it takes a little too much work? No, at that point, that's the time to keep pushing and dig a little bit deeper. There's so many metaphors that play out from your physical health to the rest of your life. And that's why I say it's such a holistic improvement for me personally. But as we kind of continue through this episode, I really want to drill down on 10 points of why taking your physical health seriously can have such a lasting impact on your life, not just my life. But I'll kind of navigate through these 10 pointers. Some I'll have more to say about than others, but I think all of these are great reasons for why taking your physical health seriously is such an important decision that you can make that can completely change your life. So number one is an increase in your energy levels. If you feel yourself getting tired and drowsy throughout the day, implementing a consistent fitness schedule will give your body the natural energy it needs so you don't become reliant on coffee and other energy drinks. And while I do enjoy my cup of coffee in the mornings, it's not something that I want my body to have to be reliant on so that I can have the energy levels I need to be productive throughout the day. Increasing your physical health and building out a fitness routine in your daily life will give you the energy levels you need to be productive in your day-to-day. Number two is disease prevention. A healthy body is one of the best ways to be preventative when it comes to chronic diseases and even reducing healthcare costs for that matter. And this kind of ties into my third point, which is just a holistic well-being. Taking control of our physical health will provide so many benefits outside of just our strength and aesthetics. But when it comes to mental health, when it comes to just the day-to-day aches and pains that our body goes through, taking control of your physical health is an easy way to be preventative when it comes to that. Number four is a productivity boost. When I'm consistent with my fitness, I honestly feel like I'm firing on all cylinders and showing up as my best self in my work, in my personal life, in my spiritual life, in every aspect of life. I feel like I have such a productivity boost when I'm in control of my physical health. Number five is improved cognitive function. In a study conducted by the UCLA Department of Integrative Biology and Physiology and the UCLA Brain and Injury Research Center, the results showed scientific evidence based on neuroimaging approaches over the last decade has demonstrated physical activity improving cognitive health across human lifespans. More active or higher fit individuals are capable of allocating greater attentional resources toward the environment and are able to process information more quickly. Number six is social engagement. One of the most amazing components in the world of physical health and fitness is the community built around individuals from all kinds of backgrounds that come together to improve their physical bodies. Some of my best relationships that I have to this day stemmed from some sort of physical health standpoint. Whether if it was some sort of athletic team I was involved with, some sort of gym I used to go to, a fitness group I'm currently involved with, the development of relationships are so much greater when everybody is like-minded and working towards the same goal. And in the fitness space, it's improving their physical bodies. A group I currently work out with, which I've referenced before, is F3. One of the main principles in F3 is the fellowship of others. It's a free men's workout group that's peer led, a new leader each time. There's no certification process towards who leads the group, but it's just somebody steps up, leads, and everybody gets together usually in the morning and accomplishes something hard to start off the day. And it develops relationships in a way that it's hard to put into words. Number 7 is healthy aging. I'm someone who wants to be able to be active not only with my future kids, but also my future grandkids. I want to still be running and lifting and taking on new physical challenges when I'm 70, 80, even 90 years old. And that's not a decision that I'm going to wake up one day at that age and make. It takes years of consistency and discipline, and that starts with making that decision right now. Number 8 is a work-life balance. With everything that we go through in our work and family lives, being able to have a consistent outlet that's unchanging provides a sense of structure and clarity that balances out the other constantly changing and evolving aspects of life. Fitness is something that will always give you exactly what you invest in it. Nothing more, nothing less. Where else in this life can you say that with confidence? Relationships can come and go. Our careers are constantly affected by the economy, leadership decisions, trends in the market, and other external factors. The weights never fluctuate. A mile is always the same distance. For me, having that consistency is so refreshing to balance out all the other inconsistencies that life throws at us. Number 9 is the mental health connection, and this is one of the most impactful points for me because think about this. When's the last time you completed a challenging workout and then left in a bad mood? There's something special that our minds take away upon completing something physically hard that provides a sense of accomplishment, a sense of self-confidence, an overall mood boost that we can take and apply to the rest of our day. I speak for myself and so many of my great relationships when I say so many people start working out in some way, shape, or form for a physical benefit. They want to get stronger, faster, leaner, or bigger. But what people quickly realize is as their consistent physical activity increases, the mental benefits far outweigh the physical benefits. So if you're someone that needs that mood boost, a boost of self-confidence or self-worth, then I want to challenge you to seriously look at your fitness levels. And if they're not where you think they need to be, or if they're not consistent, then I want to challenge you to make that a consistent activity in your life, and watch and see if you reap the benefits that I have and that so many people I know have. Because there's a direct correlation in my life personally from the time I started to take my physical health and fitness seriously and accomplish hard things physically, that my sense of self-worth and self-confidence drastically increased. And then the last one, number 10, is setting an example. If you're listening to this podcast, then you have an opportunity to make a personal decision to set an example that this world is in desperate need of, and be a leader who's willing to put him or herself through uncomfortable situations because of the growth that stimulates from challenging times. If we leave a legacy that's not based on searching for the easy way out, but rather one that's based on looking for new challenges to overcome, imagine what our world would look like. Comfort is a slow death. A man who seeks comfort is a dying man, but a man who seeks challenge is a thriving man. Find something challenging to accomplish today. With that said, thank you so much for listening to this episode of the Take a Step podcast. If you find value in this episode, in this channel, and the content that we're putting out, please leave a rating and review on whichever platform you're listening. And share this message specifically with someone who you think would reap a lot of benefit from it. Because if you know, like I do, when talking about the idea of physical health, it has so much more of an impact than just our physical bodies, but every aspect of our lives. So if there's someone that you're thinking of that could use a little bit of boost in their self-worth and their self-confidence, then share this with them, help them out, and let's keep growing this community that's all about inspiring people to take action and maximize their God-given potential. So next episode, we'll be wrapping up this 5-part series and we'll be covering mental health. So I'll talk to you in that episode. And again, thank you so much for listening.